Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Yue Eats. I'm Yue, and I'm standing outside of a restaurant that, I pretty much made the whole trip just to eat here. This place called Alo, and this is probably the fanciest, most critically acclaimed restaurant in all of Toronto, in all of Canada, arguably, and yeah, I believe it's Michelin-Star. While we ate a lot of stuff here in Toronto while we were on this trip, we really planned this whole trip, built our whole trip around eating here at Alo, arguably Canada's finest restaurant that many of you recommended. You might say, I just came to say Alo, bum 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 bum. Alo, So, I will be honest, on the outside, it really doesn't look like much. It's on Spadina Avenue, a really busy street, really busy, lots of noise from traffic, and people say that this is a really bougie, fine dining, sophisticated place, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can really create that sophistication, delicate feeling. On the outside, it sure is quite noisy and chaotic, but this place, Alo, is regarded as, I wasn't exaggerating, like it's considered arguably the best restaurant in all of Canada. Like, I think it's between this place and there's another place in French Canada. I'm really excited for this. This should be great, and we'll see what arguably Canada's finest restaurant has to offer. But guys, our reservation though is for the evening. I'm not even sure, I don't even think they're open right now for lunch, as bougie places tend to be. So we're gonna be back for dinner. We have a reservation then, and we'll get dressed in some nicer clothes. Alo will say goodbye for now, and Alo tonight. We've eaten so many great restaurants on this channel. We've eaten at many of the best restaurants in New York, in America in general. Many with multiple Michelin stars and super bougie spots, fine dining restaurants in other countries too. Like, I'm talking like England, I'm talking China, all sorts of places on this channel. So Canada, how will you stack up against the best restaurants of the world? Alo, I can't wait to see what you got. Canada, I can't wait to see what you got. So until tonight, we'll find out. See you soon. All right guys, we're back here at Alo. It's nighttime, and we made it just in time for our reservation. But before we go inside, I just wanted to clear the air about something. I just wanted to make a quick statement. I've noticed that whenever I review fine dining restaurants, I've noticed that I tend to get a lot of nasty comments. This channel is about the everyman experience. It's about two things. Number one, it's about the everyman, everyday person experience eating at any restaurant around the world. And number two, it's honest reviews. I'm always gonna share my honest opinion. Now, my honest, no other criteria besides my personal taste and opinion. I welcome you guys to disagree, and I welcome knowledge sharing, but what is not good to see is you're an idiot if you don't like this. If you don't like this, you have bad taste, you're uncultured. People like you shouldn't be allowed to eat and review these restaurants. So sorry guys, if you're gonna be saying things like that, then I'm gonna ask that you keep these thoughts to yourself. So with that being said, let's review Alo. Thank you. I guess I'll take this one. Oh, it's long. Thank you so much. Kind of cool, right? It's a really long dinner napkin. I thought it was going to be like a little handkerchief, but no, it's a long napkin. I wonder if I get to keep this. We'll find out. All right, guys, so we are now seated inside Alo, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I was really going back and forth between whether I wanted the, the bar counter seating or the dining room, and I'm so glad I paid extra for the bar seating because it's so much more bright here. The dining room is pretty dark. It might look a little brighter the way that my phone is, the way my phone is filtering, like light filtering it. Light adjustment, I meant. But trust me, the bar area is way brighter. But the bar counter is really cool because open kitchen, you can see everyone at work, and it's really cool. I really see why they call them like brigades in these Michelin-Star restaurants, because you hear the sounds, you hear them like shouting, like they're kind of barking orders, and everyone's like replying. It's really cool. Kind of like if you've seen shows like The Bear and things like that. It really is just like that, and it really is like being in the army or something. Really cool. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. We have here the champagne method sparkling wine. You buy one on the rail.
Thank you so much. Wow, we'll wait for the bubbles to subside. I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to place this. Is this like a big coaster? Probably not, right? You know, I'm not the most cultured guy, to be honest, but hey, I was happy just to get a complimentary sparkling water. But a complimentary sparkling wine, why not, right? So, cheers, guys. It's nice. It's a little bit stronger than I would have liked. You know, maybe it's because I'm just not a big wine drinker, but I would like it to be a little bit less alcoholic. But the temperature of it, though, is perfect. Like, it's nice and chilly, and with how cold it is outside, I thought I would not want it to be so cold, but it's perfect. Like, the temperature of it goes perfectly with the crisp flavor, and like there definitely is like a strong grape flavor, the sweet grapes, and I really dig it, like a sparkling white wine. Anyways, they'll probably come over and go over the menu soon, so we'll set this aside and we'll focus on this.
Hello, this is first time with us here.
First time ever.
First time ever. Lots in store for you tonight. Chef Patrick is doing 9-course wine tasting.
Okay.
Contemporary French. Focus on premium international ingredients. Definitely see an influence from Japanese cuisine, but then some classical French techniques applied. In terms of the menu tonight, I know there is a shellfish allergy.
Yes.
Make sure we avoid that in the menu for you this evening. Then, with the counter menu, everything is sorted ahead of time. We'll get started with a few small bites, and then I'll come check back to see what we were thinking about drinks.
Sounds good. It's so cool to watch them work. Like when I ate at Per Se, it was a special treat to get invited into the kitchen afterwards. But here, you get to sit here during the whole meal and watch them prepare exactly what you're eating. So it's really cool. It's kind of like a, you know, haute cuisine omakase or something. I wonder if that's what they were going for, you know, like a omakase, Western fine dining. You know, hence their Japanese Asian influence.
Moose bouche to get started. Gougere. Choux pastry has been filled with warm bechamel, French comté cheese. This I do recommend going in all in.
Okay.
And then interested in doing wine pairing this evening, or just stick to kind of a la carte options as we go along?
The wine pairing's extra cost, right?
Yes, 135 tonight.
No, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, so this is the first amuse bouche. You know, I think he said that this was like a French cheese, and we've had similar things like these at the other, you know, bougie, fancy restaurants we've eaten at on this channel. So he said the best thing to do is to one-shot this, and it's so small that I can't imagine. It's so small, I can't imagine eating this in anything more than one bite, anyways. So, Michelin-Star food, amuse bouche for amused bouge or amused. Better bleep that. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. Holy smokes. I think I had something very similar at another fancy restaurant I ate at. I think it might have been, I might be misremembering, but it might have been a restaurant, Gordon Ramsay, in London. And there I thought that that little cheese starter was so delicious. Like, it kind of tasted like a elevated Cheez-It, but this one was like way better. Like, that one tasted like a Cheez-It. This one tasted like a Cheez-It kind of paired with, I don't know how familiar you guys are with like Asian food, but you know, kind of like the pineapple buns, you know, like the melon pan, like the Japanese. They also eat those in like Chinese-speaking countries too, and probably Korea. But it tasted kind of like a mix between like a Cheez-It and like a very tiny like melon bun, like a pineapple bun or something. Not that it had like a pineapple melon texture, but that like the texture of those buns are like flaky and crispy, yet soft on the inside. But this one had like that Cheez-It, like toasty cheese flavor on the inside, and it was incredible. That was, you know, I don't know, I may not have had many amuse bouches before, but that was definitely the best one so far. Wow. I think we're in for a great ride. I can't wait. Wow, just look at the way how carefully they assemble everything with tweezers. It's like they're doing surgery, you know? Not just assembling food, not just exactly like cooking at home, right? It's like they all have like MDs and fine dining. It's pretty cool to watch. That actually makes me ponder something really interesting. What do you think takes more time? To get an MD, to become a doctor, or to, you know, master your Michelin-starred skills? Yeah, I don't know. Interesting to think about, right?
So with this, we have canapé, foie gras as a parfait, quite rich in flavor, a nice soft texture. To balance that out, we're adding some elements that are more textural in nature.
Okay.
We have pearled rice, walnut, a bourbon, Calvados gastrique, young watercress, and Granny Smith apple. We have savory pizzelle, it's an Italian wafer cookie sandwich. There's some creme fraiche here with cured and seared mackerel, and then dorenki caviar from Chosy in Paris with a little chive. The wider tart we have from Nagasaki, bluefin tuna. This is served as a tartare prepared in a tom yum sauce. Flavors of galangal, lemongrass, and coconut. Finished off with grapefruit and shredded Vietnamese coriander. I would say here, start with the tuna and just work your way to the foie gras.
Sounds good.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Wow, they always say so much. It's like in one ear, out the other. Like it's so much information, like information overload. Really is like being in school, right? I'm glad that he recommended how to eat this at the end, and that was kind of like a refresher as to what everything was. All right, so right to left. I mean, I guess they're showing their Asian influence. Western things tend to be left to right because that's how people read. In Asia, right to left. So another one shot of the tuna. I feel like eating this in anything more than one bite would be like, I don't know, it's like eating a grape in like more than one bite. Ooh. Oh, that is nice. He said tom yum, so I guess that's like kind of like Thai flavors. To me, it almost tastes less Thai. It tastes more Vietnamese. Like it kind of has like some mint flavor combined with that tuna, like a Vietnamese sushi, and I love it. This one is a Italian wafer, I think, wafer cookie with I think he said caviar. Let's do. Ooh. Wow. I don't know if I would say that tastes Italian. Maybe kind of. Like it almost has like a smoky flavor. Almost the way that like Italian sausage has like a slight smoky flavor, but that was incredible. Wow. The cookie's interesting. The cookie almost tastes like he said wafer. I'm trying to put my finger on it, like exactly the texture of the cookie. It does kind of taste almost more like a cookie than just like a wafer. Like it has like a thickness and a crumbliness of a cookie. The right exact adjective is escaping me, but that's the best way I can explain it in the moment. And while that first one was really refreshing, like minty, lemongrassy, like, like a Asian, healthy meal like in Southeast Asia. The second one was like, it was savory, it was smoky. I love that. That was great, like East meets West. And lastly, the foie gras. And this is like a foie gras ice cream cone or like a foie gras like cupcake or something. Okay. Whoa. That was interesting. I think that one is just not for me personally. I thought that it was a little bit too strong, but that's just me. Like I could totally see people liking it for sure. Oh, they just yelled out 4 rice, so got a little distracted. That one to me was just a little bit too strong. It was very fatty, and it kind of almost had like a slight bitterness, and I think all that was intentional. And it also was served cold, so, and the coldness was probably to dial back the flavor, because you know how like warm soda is always sweeter than cold soda? That one I think was a little too strong for me, but I could see you liking it. Like it definitely was going for a certain flavor, so just not for me, that's all. Am I pulling off the gentleman thing? I think I could totally do this. Country Club UA Eats. Coming to a theater near you. Or a channel near you, sorry.
Right-handed.
Right-handed.
Have you set up on that side?
Thank you. Wow, that's so cool. They even ask if you're right or left-handed here. I mean, they could have just put it down and I could have just moved it myself. I wouldn't have minded, but really, they've thought of everything here. This must be the lifestyle of the rich and the famous.
Trio of sashimi.
Okay.
The dice thinly sliced, sitting in blood orange nectar, or water if you will, with nasturtium, blood orange segments, fried ginger, tangerine lace.
Okay.
We have shima aji, again sashimi with a touch of espelette, pickled radish. There is some sea asparagus, and then sitting in shiso, with shiokoji, which is fermented rice cream. Lastly, without sea urchin, normally it has sea urchin. In this moment, it is toro, thinly sliced, folded over, sitting in sancho and soy.
Thank you so much. Well, did you guys catch all that? I know I for sure didn't. It's hard to remember everything in the moment, but he called these fish by like their Japanese names, unless they're strictly Japanese fish, but I'm pretty sure they're just the Japanese names of the fish. I think he said that this one is usually sea urchin, but they replaced it with a toro, which is great because I like that way more. I probably can't eat sea urchin due to the shellfish allergy, but I love toro. I mean, I always get toro whenever I get sushi, like even if it's, I don't know, even if it costs extra, I often shell out for it just because it's so good. It's like the ribeye steak of sushi, of sashimi. So let's dive in. I think he said these are supposed to be eaten with tweezers, and interesting. I almost wish that they just gave me chopsticks because this is actually kind of awkward, like the shape. I don't know. Would this be better? I don't know. I really wish that they just gave me some chopsticks, like sashimi's usually eaten with. So guess let's just get some of this. Maybe try to get some of the tangerine with it too. By the way, I love that they're playing like Kanye in the background. Haven't seen that yet in a fancy restaurant. That one's only okay in my opinion, but let me try some of the sauce. Let's try some of the sauce, see if that helps. That one's really not for me. I mean, maybe some people will like this. That one is really not for me, to be honest. This one, the fish, whatever kind of fish this is, it's a little too bland. It's a little too, you know, like light in flavor. Like the fish literally has no flavor, which would be okay. Like that's probably why they wanted like, you know, the tangerine sauce to mix with it. You know, it's a blank slate and they can impart the flavor that they want. But in this case, it's too like citrusy. It's too like sweet and I don't know. It's too sweet and sour and I don't know. Like it doesn't really work, I think, with like fish, I think, like a white fish. So orange chicken is a thing, but orange white fish, I don't think that's really a thing. Let's try this one. This one, let's dip it in the sauce. Try the second sashimi. Oh, this is like kind of dripping in the sauce. Here, I'm gonna carry this over to catch it.
$65 for the first something. Gotcha. Okay, so we're on the same pour glass.
That one is better, but that one's still not for me. Like, this one doesn't clash as much as this one. Like, this one, like, it really just does not work, and at least in my opinion, for my taste. This one, the fish is not as bland. Like, the fish itself kind of has, like, a bit of a, you know, a bit more flavor. Like, I think it might be tuna or something. Like, it kind of has, like, more of a meaty flavor, you might say. And the sauce has more flavor as well. Like, the sauce has more of a savory, balanced flavor, like some citrus with some, I think, a flavor that's a little bit like Japanese mayo, I think. Looking at the sauce, this kind of almost resembles like a takoyaki, if you know what that is, like the Japanese octopus fried balls. Still, I feel like, I don't know, like the flavor is not really strong enough. It's a little too light, and the sauce doesn't really infuse into the fish, I think. So, yeah, they kind of taste like two separate things. So that one's not so much my thing. And this here is the Toro, the fatty tuna. Sorry, I might have said Toro earlier. I should clarify that that's fatty tuna for people who are not sushi enthusiasts. So, oh, the whole thing is together. I thought it was two pieces, but it's one piece. It's gonna be hard to, it's gonna be hard to get this in one bite. You know, so most flexible piece of Toro fatty tuna I've ever seen. So, ooh, oh. Holy smokes. Wow. Oh. Holy. Okay, I've eaten a lot of fatty tuna. I've even eaten it in Japan. The best fatty tuna I've ever had in my life so far was eaten at just some random stand in Japan. But that was the best like sashimi sushi piece I've had in my whole life. Oh my goodness. It's all gone now, so I can't show you, so I'll have to show you a B-roll. But like it tastes fatty but balanced. Like balanced to the point where it's not like, you know, you're just eating a bunch of fat and like it's one-dimensional. And it has some smoky flavor too. Like it's sashimi, so it's like it's not cooked, but it almost tastes like it's been smoked. Like a mix between like smoked fish and raw fish. And almost like the aftertaste you get from like the crispy skin on like a crispy, when you like grill a fish, almost like the aftertaste, the smoky aftertaste from like grilled fish, but in like a completely raw sashimi. Wow. Oh, that was the best piece of sashimi I've had in my whole life, like hands down. So
with
Ricotta stuff with fresh agnolotti pasta, parmigiano fondue in the center, and then we do a light jus and butter sauce. Shaving on top, and a little something here from Chef Patrick. Some black truffles, Perigord from Spain.
Wow.
Coriander and grapefruit sediment. Lastly, foie gras parfait. This is rice with a bourbon Armagnac shell, and then inside the cup is diced green apple puree. So,
Thank you so much. Wow, so this one looks and smells fancy, and when he was shaving the black truffle from Spain, I don't know if I was supposed to say when, but I did not, because you know that's the good stuff. I mean, that's expensive stuff. I'm gonna eat every as much as they're gonna give me. So let's dive into this while it is still warm. Why don't we get a little bit of shaved cheese, get a little bit of pasta, and get a little bit of black truffle all in one bite. All right. Oh wow. Oh. Oh. Holy shoot. Oh. Oh, sorry. Wow, that, oh. And the aftertaste, wow. That was incredible. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. The black truffles in this case are not just like a gimmick, not just like a, you know, throw something expensive on top and call it a day. Those black truffles, like the flavor of them, very deep umami, savory flavor, you know, that you get from mushrooms, and truffles are essentially like mushrooms on steroids, right? Like you need you need to train dogs to like sniff for them or something, right? Or like the truffles alone from Spain taste incredible, and like the pasta, like it's like a, I don't know, it's like a super soft gnocchi, without, you know, too much of the chew. Oh, okay, I guess it's not gnocchi. It looks like it's like ravioli, but it tastes like gnocchi. Like it's got like a chew, like a gnocchi does. The pasta alone is like really good quality, but you add that truffle and it just, wow, this is one of the best things I've eaten ever. I mean it, ever. I mean, that fatty tuna was pretty good too, but I don't know, this is just out of this world. This is one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. Oh. Alo, next time I eat here, instead of all the other courses, can I just have a big bowl of this? I mean, I really would pay, like, I would pay money, like, just to eat, like, a huge bowl of this, really, if I can get it on the spoon.
Green color, shiso oil, and Persian cucumber, and a little bit of chili paste.
we have hamachi, hand roasted. On top we have florets of cauliflower puree, crisp Brussels sprout leaves, sitting in a Thai green curry.
Excellent, thank you so much. All right, so this here is hamachi, and I am familiar with this one. I'm pretty sure hamachi is just yellowtail, but if they call it hamachi, it sounds Japanese and it sounds more bougie and fancy, but yellowtail just sounds very, you know, less fancy, if you know what I mean. But either way, it matters to me less what they call it and more how it tastes. And he said this was with a Thai curry, so, ooh, wow. Look, that just cut like butter, like with no force. So, all right, let's get this hamachi or yellowtail with some of the curry sauce. All right. That one's not that good, if I can be honest. It's pretty average. I'll just be honest. This pretty much just tastes like any typical, like, you know, curry dish. Like if you go to like any Thai restaurant, you could probably get something sort of like this. You know, like a fish curry. And in this case, my local Thai restaurant, I probably prefer their curry to this. But it's okay. I mean, you win some, you lose some.
Thinly sliced shiitake, nori, sea grapes, Tokyo turnip, and A5 Miyazaki Japanese Wagyu beef ribeye. In this small bowl here, we have Chef's Koshi Kari rice risotto. The risotto is fermented with koji butter and finished with black truffle. The final addition here is Chef's Sashimi. So, this is a dish that we normally serve composed with both of these two elements together as an individual dish. Today, however, Chef is serving them separately, and the idea here is that you do try the elements individually, then complete the dish by mixing them together.
Not sure which spoon to use. I guess I'll use the big one for the bigger dish. Try it separately first. Ooh, it's hard to pick up. Hopefully I got everything in one bite there. They said to try them separately and then mix them. Let's try the risotto on its own first. Ooh. Oh, that risotto is incredible. And now let's mix them. Okay, let's try this now. Okay, that's really good. I gotta say the star of this is definitely this risotto, this rice. This dish here, it kind of just tastes like a soup, but it tastes like a really good one, like a mushroom-based like broth, like a kind of like a mushroom-based like beef stew sort of. The Wagyu flavor isn't very strong. I kind of wish it had more beef, like it's mostly a mushroom flavor, and the nori also, nori is seaweed. The seaweed flavor is rather strong too, so especially after the dashi is added, there's tons of umami. In this case, I mean, dashi literally is umami, just liquid umami, so I mean, it doesn't get more umami than that and the mushrooms. But this like risotto is just incredible. Like it almost tastes less like a risotto and more like a congee, but with like savory flavor mixed in. Like I forgot what he said was in it, but sometimes at home I like to make a congee with chicken broth, and it does kind of taste like this, but this is like an elevated, more like way better version that I could ever hope to make at home. And then what Japanese people sometimes like to do, like sometimes they eat miso soup with rice, and they like to mix their rice with their miso soup. And if you haven't done that before, just do it. It's incredible. So by mixing this rice into the stew, it's kind of a great marriage in that way. But in this case, the risotto tastes good on its own too, so this is the starter for sure.
Underneath is a Trojan caviar and fiend herb sauce, chives, creme fraiche, lemon, and butter. Enjoy.
Okay, sorry, the beginning of that got cut off. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But this is a sea bream, he said, from Japan. And yeah, honestly, that's all I remembered. I don't remember what the sauce is, but yeah, sea bream with a crispy skin. So let's try to get everything. I want a piece of the skin, not the whole skin. So, and just look at the way this guy flakes apart. It looks like it's cooked. Looks like it's cooked really well. The way that it's flaking like that. Maybe it might be best to put the sauce on top. And let's try this. Wow. Yeah, it was like a perfectly cooked piece of fish. I wish it were bigger, but it's okay. I mean, there's like 9 courses, and I'm getting really full, to be honest. I probably should have skipped. I probably should have. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the the brigade. But yeah, I probably should have skipped lunch or something because I'm getting really full. I'm just kind of powering through. But the fish is cooked perfectly. I mean, just look, it's moist on the inside. It's flaking apart ever so slightly. Sorry, I kind of have some brain fog. The sauce kind of infuses some like lemony, citrusy flavor. These little, I'm not sure what these are, but these little things, they kind of go pop, pop, pop. Kind of almost reminds me of like little tapioca pearls. Like almost like this is like a bubble tea sauce almost in a way. And this is a nice, delicious, crispy skin, charred, smoky, but not so crispy like it's like a chip. Like it's like in between crispy and like soft, where like you can taste the smokiness, a slight crisp, but also some of the oil from the skin. So I really dig this. It's like a perfectly cooked fish. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is caviar. It's caviar, and they kind of go pop, pop, pop in your mouth. This is incredible. I hope we can make it. We have one more savory course and then a few desserts. So this is I might have bit off more than I could chew. Chewed off more than I can bite. So ganbatte. We'll do our best.
This Japanese A5 Wagyu, ribeye at the top, rib cap at the bottom. It's actually one of the most incredible experiences. Melts in your mouth. Accompanying this, we have maitake mushroom on the plate.
Okay.
Miyoga, type of mild Japanese ginger pan-seared. Finishing the plate is beef stew. Some textural components here. We have turnip, pickled mustard seed. We're seasoning this with dashi, and then a few things to accompany it on the side. At the bottom, umaboshi. It's a fermented plum, a little bit on the sweeter side. Center is freshly grated Japanese wasabi, and then at the top, hot Japanese mustard, a little bit on the spicier side. To accompany the main course is one of our favorite parts, the bread, buttermilk panoulet. Berticini, butter on the side, is coming from Normandy, France. Enjoy everything.
All right, guys, we have now made it to our final savory dish, and it looks like they saved the best for last, at least in my opinion, because you guys know me, I'm a steak I love steak, so I know a thing or two about steak, so gonna be interesting to see how they handle this. But yeah, this is their Wagyu steak. I think he said A5 Wagyu, and it's I think he said that the rib cap's on the bottom, so definitely looking forward to that. And I heard some of this. It's served with some pickled mustard seeds, you know, some more of that dashi. They love dashi, and wasabi on the side. I asked if you know, I should dip the steak in that. I don't know. I guess it's really up to me. But they also have a delicious bread here with a butter that also looks pretty creamy. And indeed, I am kind of filling up, so I might just try a bit of that and pack the rest to go. So, man, they love that dashi on everything. It's like, you know, Mrs. Dash. I don't know if they have that in Canada. Mrs. Dash. Here, they might as well be using Mrs. Dashi. I don't know, but let's try a bite. Look at how tender the steak is. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It's like, holy smokes. This is like the softest looking steak I've ever seen. It's like a mattress fit for a king or a queen that you can eat. Looks cooked pretty decently, and dip it in the dashi sauce, and oh. Wow. We ate at some of the iconic steakhouses, you know, here in Toronto, and that steak is like better than any steak I've had at any of those steakhouses. Wow, and it's almost like, I almost wish they didn't add all the extra stuff like the sauces and the fixings and the mustard seeds and stuff on top. I wish they just served it as is with just salt and pepper, because I almost feel bad that they covered up the flavor, but I get it. I mean, the vision of this place is like Asian flavors, so, you know, they gotta marinate it and add some sauce to give it like its fusion flavor, but this is just one of the softest steaks I've ever eaten in my whole life. It's fatty too, so marbled, but not fatty like I feel sick eating it, not like it's, you know, like sometimes Wagyu beefs, like they taste good, but it's way too fatty and like you feel gross eating it. No, it's like evenly marbled, and there's a sear too. It adds like, you know, Maillard reaction, caramelization, some bit of a crispy, crunchy texture. Even at like restaurant Gordon Ramsay, the steak that I had there, it was decent, but it really was missing a sear, and they made sure to get the sear here. Wow. I bet this rib cap is gonna be even better. Wow, look at this. Look at how incredibly tender this is, that I'm able to like play it like an accordion. This better be a great rib steak. No cap. See what I did there? Don't kids say no cap these days? You know, no rib cap.
Risotto's actually on the side here. So koshiri curry.
Oh.
For sushi, but we're cooking it kind of like risotto with fermented rice. We have some creamy texture.
Oh.
A5 Wagyu batons here with shiitake mushroom. The rest of the dish is very much umami.
That rib cap was like, the rib cap was way better. It's like, that is also one of the best pieces of meat I've had in my whole life. One of the best things I've eaten ever. Oh my goodness. Let's quickly try it with the wasabi. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if that, it kind of works, but not completely. It doesn't quite fit together like a puzzle. It kind of fits together like, I don't know, like kind of like this knife and fork kind of fit together, sort of. Like this spicy horseradishy, like wasabi flavor. It does kind of go well with like the fatty marbled, super savory meat, but I still think it kind of covers it up. Like kind of like how there's like meat roasts where they do like slather mustard on it. Like I'm pretty sure like beef Wellingtons, they will cover them with mustard sometimes. So it does kind of work, but I think it's more of a detriment than a boon in this case. And we are really, really running out of room, so I'm just gonna try a bite of this and pack the rest for later. All right, guys, so I just finished eating at Alo. You know, I'm lucky in that I came to Canada at a time when there's no sales tax here. I don't know what it's called here locally, but 285 Canadian dollars, about, I guess, 200 American dollars, give or take, depending on the exchange rate the day of. It was not cheap, but it was a lot of food. It was like 9 courses. You could definitely skip lunch and then, you know, just pig out here. They give you a lot of courses. Arguably the best restaurant in Canada. Out of all the fancy, well-acclaimed Michelin-starred restaurants I've eaten at in the world, this one definitely is up there with them. Like, it did Canada proud, and Canada should be proud that they have this restaurant to call theirs. Let me know what you guys think. You know, if you've eaten at Alo before, let me know if you enjoy it, and also let me know what your favorite restaurants are. It could in particular be like fancy, you know, fine dining, Michelin-starred haute cuisine spots, but it doesn't have to be. What are your favorite places to eat in any country that you live in? Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. I ate quite a bit, so I'm gonna go back to my Airbnb, watch some Netflix, and probably pass out on the couch. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later.